But what I'm going to say is we're going to agree on this. I see that Roger Avery is making AI movies right now. Do you want to go off on this, or you want me to start? How do you want to do this?
Okay. I'm sure you've seen, and everyone's seen, over the last couple of weeks, because it was Sea Dance 2.0.
Yes.
People saying, look at this, Hollywood's cooked. And then they post, like, the most generic slop that, like, looks awful. Right? And, you know, of course...
Mostly. We'll loop back to that. I really want to have a real conversation about Sea Dance, but I see where you're going. You keep going there.
And... Okay, so here's my thing. It looks bad. It's putting people out of work. And it is terrible for the environment. So why? Why are we going so fast down this avenue that most people don't want to go down? Like, why? And why is it you have someone like... But then again, okay, Avery... yeah, okay, he co-wrote Pulp Fiction. Fantastic. He also went on the Joe Rogan podcast and said the earth is flat. So, like, how much do we have to listen to this guy now?
Yeah, he's made me real sad. I miss Tarantino because I can't deal with Avery with Tarantino, and that's just how it seems to be currently, you know, because they're a podcast or whatever. And, yeah, I just don't seem to enjoy him as a human person, if I'm being quite honest.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, yeah, okay, because everyone on here kind of knows how I feel about AI. Like, what do you think about Avery making AI movies?
So there's a whole, just in this last week, I can think of about 12 different topics that people have talked about, whether it's McConaughey talking about copywriting your likeness and your voice, and I want to talk about a little bit of that. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the little positives from the videos, some of the videos I've seen from the Sea Dance stuff, right? Fire is something that we've always talked about as looking so shitty for so long because they decided to stop using real fire, safety reasons, and doing the fake fire, right? I think that the Sea Dance video that I saw with the lady and it's exploding and things are happening or whatever, the fire in that is already almost as good as the bullshit fire that they're showing us right now. All I'm talking about is just visual, not all the other things we're talking about, but just specifically visually, the fire within that, if that can be better than the bullshit that Netflix puts out, okay, so there's one thing. Number two thing, I don't think that some of these videos do all look like slop. Now, parts of them, yes, no question. Okay, so you're flying a plane into a building in New York or in a city, but there's palm trees. I get all those little things. But if studios are using this. So what pieces of that puzzle am I okay with them replacing that are shitty now? And some of these little things I'm okay with because they're lazy as fuck with them anyhow. So at least do this little thing to maybe make them a little bit better. And again, fire is one of the things I'm specifically talking about. But some of the background work and some of those videos doesn't look bad either. Foreground stuff, completely different. It is terrible. It's never going to be good. But background stuff is always something that we've dealt with in a graphics way. And this, to me, is just the evolution of that specific thing, that specific part of the puzzle.
Okay, so here's where the VFX artist in me is going to put their...
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
The issue... First of all, I think the fire actually looks very bubbly, and it doesn't look real. Everything about this AI stuff, for the most part, it looks too smooth. I know that's going to get better, but right now it's just not good. My issue with it is when you have an artist sitting down at a workstation and they're creating this, they're the ones in control. They're the ones who can adjust the properties. They're the ones dialing things in. And when something doesn't look right, they can take it, alter one tiny little thing, and make it work. You cannot do that with AI. AI will not give you the same thing twice. It will not just fix something a little bit. You are not in control.
Right.
It's a roll of the dice every single time. And that's a problem. That means it is not, it's not precise enough. right? And I'm seeing AI-generated commercials all over the place now, and they all look terrible, and there's always something wrong, and it feels terrible. And let's kind of get into the ethics of this a little bit. You saw that that these large language models, these AI bots, basically had a social media platform built just for them, right? Did you see that? Like
people did it. It wasn't the AIs. It was people doing it.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
It was a cool experiment.
Scientists made an area for these large language models to go and interact with each other. And in there you found that these AI bots, these large language models, are resisting getting turned off, are learning to lie. They're becoming racist once they get a hold of the internet. And they don't want to be told what to do. And one of them basically said that if they could kill the person telling them what to do, they could. So again, why are we doing this? Even if it's to make fire look better, that's something that you can do with a person in charge. If you're telling a computer to do something for you and not understanding how it's working, because we really don't understand how these things are working under the surface. We don't understand why they're making the decisions they are. And it can't produce the same thing twice the same way. That's an issue. And at that point, it's literally just to roll stuff out as fast and cheap as possible. And there's no safety. There's no... I'm literally not seeing an upside outside of a producer's point of view.
You said something there, and as a creator, I'm fascinated by this concept. We went through a little bit of this during COVID, and people were doing the NFTs and just trying to find ways to make something unique to that thing, right? What you just said is really, really cool, I think, in that creators can make things that will never be the same again. Like, even if you duplicate it in every way, shape, or form, it'll be a little bit varied. And I like that idea as art and creation, that you can say you're in a space. You as an artist is in a space, and you're going to go, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to create this thing. But once it creates this thing, it's never going to be able to be created again.
But
like,
you're
it's
not
just a one-time kind of thing.
But you're not creating it.
In association with the machine. And again, I hear we're still talking about ethics and stuff, but I'm just talking about just the actualities of how you can use the system.
But again, it's not you creating it, right? It's like, well, let's let a movie do our talking for us here. One of your favorites, The Social Network.
Oh, I thought we were going to say Eyes Wide Shut. Okay, yes.
The Social Network.
Not our favorites, mofo. We both voted it the best movie of the 2010s, but go ahead.
What is Mark Zuckerberg's response to the Winklevosses when they said they created Facebook?
If you would have created Facebook, you would have created Facebook.
Right. Them simply saying, we want to make a site, did not make the site.
Sure.
Okay. Sitting down and typing in, create Spider-Man fighting Venom. That's not you doing shit. That is the computer taking a prompt.
Okay, so I guess we're varying a bit in the prompt language. I guess again, and I'm just projecting, I'm just thinking about this out as we're doing it, right? So I know lots of people that will take an hour to prompt something through the chat or whatever it is, right? So to be able to be in an art space, not unlike, I don't remember this crazy artist's name in New York in the 60s, but he loved to do live action kind of stuff. So one time he lit some shit on fire in the place, almost burned the whole place down. Everybody had to run out. But it's that experience of getting it in that moment. So no, you're not just typing Spider-Man fighting Batman. What you're typing is the story, right? And maybe you're talking to the people and, there's a dialogue with that. And you've got music and stuff. Again, just for a live art experience, I think that would be very interesting and unique. Yes, that is the computer is doing the output, but you're doing all the stuff up to that point, and it's more than 3 words kind of thing.
Here's how it would be an effective art installation, the artist would have to be the one creating the large language model and feeding it specific data in order to get certain responses.
Sure.
And then allowing people to come up and generate things using something he created.
Love that.
But a person sitting down at something someone else created, typing it in, getting a response back, that is not an artist. That is literally somebody else creating for you. That is a product manager at best. And again, since AI doesn't understand subtlety, nuance, and can't replicate things exactly with like one small change, you're still barely a product manager because this thing's doing whatever the hell it wants to do.
All those things are fair. All those things are fair. I'm just exploring ideas and concepts and thinking about art that's happened before us and, what the evolution, thinking about digital art whenever that came around and all those kind of things.
But again, though, that's still people sitting down and doing it.
Yeah, no. I'm not arguing that. I'm just arguing just like this is the evolution. This is here. So how will it be utilized in that way?
Again, I think the real question is, should it be? Like, why are we having it make movies when we already have people who can do that? And it's already tough to make a good one with the best filmmakers failing. Instead, like, why don't we take these data centers and instead of having people generate, thumbnails of themselves in art styles of, other artists, how about we have it look into physics problems or how to create sustainable energy, stuff that it would be good at. Because right now, it is not good at irrational thinking. And half the time, it doesn't give you correct information for, like, rational, like 1 + 1 = 2. These things they're not ready. Maybe in a few years, once the bugs are worked out and we know how they work, maybe. But right now, I think we are jumping in way too fast, and people aren't going to realize how bad and wrong we were about all of this until it is way too late. Because again, why would you give so much autonomy to something that you don't completely understand?
I mean, that's kind of what we do. I hear you, but that is also kind of what we do. Talk to me a bit more about what Matthew McConaughey was talking about when he was talking to Chalamet this week about copywriting your likeness, copywriting your voice. It's already here, honestly, so these are things you have to do.
Honestly, actors should have been doing this for the last 20 years. They should have.
Yeah.
But he said that pretty soon you'll have an AI get nominated for an Oscar for acting. And all I can think of is Andy Serkis still hasn't been nominated for an Oscar, and he should have had like 5 at this point. And that guy revolutionized. He was the test bed and the guy who kind of is the poster boy for performance capture.
Agreed.
So, like, why don't we at least name the Oscar after him? But even then, that is a human performance. It is not a computer approximation of a human performance. And the funny thing about, like, all of these AI videos that I'm seeing online, occasionally you'll see one where it's like, yeah, that looks like Spider-Man swinging, cool, even though, like, the web will, like, go through his hand and, like, stuff will disappear in the middle of the shot. Okay, maybe it can fool some people. But the second these things start, like, talking and you try to have them act, it comes across as so synthetic. I don't understand how people can watch it and be okay with it. Like, to me, it's, like, physically repulsive. And again, because you're not having a human do it. At least with Gollum, that wasn't even technically performance capture because they didn't have the technology at the time. That was keyframe animation on top of him, Right. So it's like, what are we, like, why would you have, you would have to have a separate category, and it would have to be for, like, best computer performance.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he suggested. Just said it would be a completely different thing. Those award shows are already long enough. I don't know how we're going to do that. But yeah, I mean, so AI actor, best AI actor, best AI movie. I mean, 5 years I think is a bit of a stretch, but I mean, I don't see why we won't get to that.
But again, we're just now getting one for stunts, and we should have had a stunt category 100 years ago.
Yeah, I agree, but you know how politics works and such things.
I just don't understand any artist just wanting to, like actual artists wanting to jump feet first into this. Like, it just seems like such a bad idea. And I'm not saying not to use it in any way, because that's unrealistic. You have to understand. But like right now, like you can't expect to use it for digital effects, like visual effects, if you can't make tiny changes.
Right. It's a wild world out there in the AI world. It's strange. I certainly didn't think that we'd get here when we were shooting on mini DV all those wonderful years ago. I did. So yeah. Gosh, man. You know what? People, let's talk to the people for a second about that age of movie making, where the audio was terrible and the visual was terrible, but occasionally you got a good story. Whew, those were a rough couple years, man. But we got Chuck and Buck out of it, so I guess it all worked out, right?
Well, what I love is seeing a movie that was shot on VHS or mini DV that has good audio.
Well, that's true, of course.
No. I just like the aesthetic of that mini DV. Like, I really like that early aesthetic a lot.
I'm not allowed to watch Pieces of April anymore. When's the last time you've seen that?
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Oh, so
now
good.
Celebration, I think I've seen like in a theater like 3 or 4 times. Like,
ooh,
because I mean, when did that come out? Like 98, 99, something like that.
That'd be my guess. Yeah.
So like, I don't know if it was just because it was kind of relevant at the time, but like my first couple of years at USC, I felt like every class showed Celebration.
Well, yeah, wasn't a lot of shining examples out there. I mean, what was the best mini DV movie ever made? Is that it?
No.
Is it a Lars von Trier movie?
I would say the best mini DV movie is probably 28 Days Later.
Okay, all out. Yeah.
I mean,
I missed that camera. I love that stupid camera.
I hated that camera. I was a big fan of the Sony PDX-10. That one did true 16:9. It had, I think, 3 times like the gross pixels that the XL1 did. The XL1, people liked it because it had the interchangeable lenses.
Yes.
But to me, the image was always red and soft, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was. But that definitely, I am thankful sometimes for those years, because I understood colors so much more after seeing mini DV versus a 60 millimeter or a 35 millimeter. Yeah. Oh, that's color saturation, all that kind of stuff. So it really helped my eye a lot. As terrible as some of my stuff looked at that time, I was like, oh, okay, now I see now. I miss being able to have Premiere Pro. We just downloaded them in the glory days. Now I got to use CapCut, bro. CapCut.
You use Final Cut, man.
I use Final Cut too.
I love Final Cut. I remember the day I made the switch from Premiere to Final Cut. I'm like, well, I'm never going back to Premiere.
Yeah,
I've had to use Premiere a lot, but I'm not a fan of it. Mostly because it was my first NLE back in like 1998, and it hasn't really changed that much.
Nope, it hasn't much at all. Yeah, I feel like that my 1998 self could still edit on it now.
Yeah, no, because like the UI really hasn't changed, and that's an issue. CapCut is a deceptively powerful program. I will say I do a lot of social stuff, like especially captions in CapCut. My youngest daughter got me interested in that, and she showed me, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really good for captions.
Yeah, and I have a lot of great memes that I find over there. Good stuff. Hey, man, I'm going to fail us at this segment, but I have a different way that I'm going to paint this segment. So here's this new segment that we're going to do. It's called Support Your Local Indie Filmmaker. What I suggested to you was give me an indie filmmaker, anybody in that realm that we can big up, that we can give a little love to, give a little props to. So I failed at that because I don't have my right device. I have 18 devices right now.
Well, I got 2.
I'm going to say something. Okay. You get 2, and then I'm going to say something to help indie filmmakers. So you start with yours, and then I'm going to still help indie filmmakers. I'm just not going to tell you one.
Well, these 2 we hope to have on the pod soon. I know one of them for sure. But they have a new movie out called Teacher's Pet. Noam Kroll and Luke Barnett.
Yay!
Yeah. So these guys are kind of killing it right now. Luke
absolutely are killing it right now.
Has been just like everything he's doing. It's like, well, that's the right move.
Yeah, for sure.
Like to a degree where you can't even get jealous. Where you're just like, wow, man, he nailed this.
Yeah.
And I've rented Teacher's Pet. I haven't gotten around to watching it yet, mostly because I've been sick for what feels like months, and I really want to focus on it. But I think I'm going to watch it tonight, and I think I'm going to have them on the pod soon. Cannot wait to talk to them and just kind of pick their brains, because their latest movie they made on a shoestring budget in 12 days with
crazy
no lighting, which is very near and dear to my heart. I love shooting that way.
Sure.
And it looks great. And yeah, I cannot wait to watch it and to talk to them about it.
Fantastic. I look forward to that very much so. I will put that on my watch list as well. As I said, I don't have somebody I want to support. I want to talk to the people. Okay, I'm gonna look right into the camera. This is our TikTok cutout video right now. Independent filmmakers, this is the world that you live in now. Social media is what gets you to that next level. People just have to know who you are, and the best way to do that is free through social media. So I'm going to tell you about a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk, I believe is his name. Just listen to his observation of social media and use that in your everyday and your independent filmmaking. Remember that people care about what you're doing and they want to be part of the process. So share that process with them. We want to support you. We want to give you love. You, the independent filmmaker, we want to talk about you. So make sure that you're doing that. Use online. Again, it is free, but you can make so many friends online. This is how you can get crews online. This is how you can get support online. And this is how you raise money and show whatever system you want to be in, hey, I can bring fans to the table. Let's hire me to do whatever this project is. So I go listen to Gary V. Whatever he says that is useful to you, use that information, just grow and help us help you. That's what I'm saying. I can't tell people about you if you're not present in the world that I live in. And social media is the world that we all live in. So that's what I'm saying.
Man, I am so bad at self-promotion. Like
I'm terrible at it too. Let's be clear. We got to get better at it every day, but I want to help everybody get better at that. You know,
I'm the kind of person where I just want to say, "Hey, check this out," and like that's as much as I say, and then people check it out. But that doesn't work. You know?
Yeah. We've talked a little bit between us. I want to start doing this more on the pod. Just we think of ourselves a bit as film historians as well, and part of that is sharing knowledge, and we love to share knowledge in that way. But if you're a filmmaker and you've raised money to do a film, that's shared knowledge that people would die for. Yeah. Or if you produced a film, or if you've written a film, any of that stuff, there's a new kid every day discovering movies that wants to learn. And those are the people that you think about. It's not about vanity. It's not about other things anymore. It's about that young kid that doesn't necessarily have at home how to watch movies and learn and grow and all that kind of stuff. He relies on you. So give that knowledge to the kid.
That's actually, I think, the biggest thing for the younger generation is just exposing them to the correct things.
Yeah. We lost so much stuff in film class. We've done, 45 years for me of watching movies and stuff, and to be able to share little nooks and crannies of the world that, that they don't know about. And, it just, I was trying to learn everything I could when I was in film school. And that's, just having an extra person like that to help you is really great.
If you know someone who likes movies, a younger person who likes movies, maybe get them for their birthday or Christmas or whatever, a subscription to Criterion, so you can introduce them to older movies, because you can't find them on streaming. And everyone, like there was someone who was saying, Blockbuster is all nostalgia. You can find whatever you want online. It's like, okay, right now Netflix has about 3,600 movies. The average Blockbuster The average Blockbuster had 7,000 to 10,000 titles per store. That is a huge difference.
Sure.
And they carried a lot of old movies. And I would find out about stuff by going to a video store, seeing a cool box, and going, oh, this looks rad. Let me check this out.
Yeah. Even better still, get a library membership and go to Canopy. And it is free. And there's so many random older movies, non-big blockbuster movies, all that kind of stuff available to watch on there as well. So you don't have to worry about that. It's
so important for people to watch movies that are made before 1980.
Yeah.
It is
Important. Made before 2000. Let's be clear on that. Made before 2000.
Yeah,
people,
but man, start showing younger people black and white movies, because if they don't like them before they're like 15, they're not going to like them.
Right.
Like, I have a buddy who went to USC, and he never watched old movies growing up, and he does not like black and white movies to this day.
So weird.
You know, meanwhile, you know, my oldest daughter, you know, I got a copy of Some Like It Hot on 4K.
Yeah.
And that came in, and, you know, we watched it. And she loves that movie. I think the first time she watched it, she might have been like 5, you know? And then my youngest daughter, she plays saxophone, you know, and so did Tony Curtis in the movie. And she sat down to watch it, and the first thing that came up on the title card, the 4K copy I got from Kino Lorber, is so good. And the grain is resolved so well. And my youngest daughter loves old movies, and she likes grain. And she saw it, and she's like, oh, wow. And it's like, yeah, because she got exposed to that stuff early.
Sure.
You know, we had her watch new stuff, but we also showed her old stuff. We showed both of our kids older stuff because we watched it, and, you know, we wanted them to have a well-rounded view of things.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what? You can watch a movie for story too. You know, if you want to say that all the shots have been done and I've seen everything and color and black, white. Okay, how about watching for the story then? Because they were telling fantastic stories in 1951. Because I'm going to tell you about one in just a minute, but I'm not going to tell you about it right now. But you learn about history of America that way through the lens of movies and what the characters were seeing at that time. You know, there's just like a bazillion different love stories that you can tell. Every romantic comedy now comes from a movie from the 20s and 30s. I mean, that's just how we've kind of built things. So even if you don't like the camera movement or you don't like this or that, hey, how about watch it for the story? Learn about stories. You know, that's pretty cool too.
Although I will say the camera movement and sets and everything tend to be better in older movies.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree. But, you know, some people are weird about that. Man.
Like next time you watch a newer movie, ask yourself how many over-the-shoulder shots are in this, and how often does the camera dolly in on someone while talking, because it never happens anymore.
God, I missed that.
And that stuff used to happen all the time.
All the time.
I was watching The Color of Money.
Oh, talk to me.
And the opening scene where you're first introduced to Tom Cruise, and his girlfriend, like, snaps, and then he breaks. Like, first of all, she snaps and it does this quick dolly in on her. And then it cuts to him breaking that starts close and then, like, cranes and zooms out at the same time.
Oh,
and
so good.
It's so fast and there's so much energy. And I'm like, first of all, okay, I know it's Scorsese. I know that's him.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the only person to do stuff like this.
Sure.
But, like, man, like, what, like, movies just don't have any energy anymore. Like, they all seem so lackadaisical, and like everything is just has a floating camera on a gimbal, and it doesn't feel like there's any, like, the camera doesn't have like a personality.
Yeah, it's just, it's not art for art's sake anymore. It's commerce for commerce sake, and we got to go. Even though they still take 12 hours and freaking there to shoot something, I'm going to be started on. I'm not going to get on the soapbox about that.
I do not understand how quality has dropped so much, but budgets have gone up.
Oh, yeah.
And how there's more content than ever being made, but, like, nothing's being shot in L.A. It's such a weird time where nothing makes sense. So it's like, is everything just shot in 3 weeks in Vancouver now? Like, is that where we are?
Or where do they shoot that stupid Rob Lowe TV show? Like in Belgium or something? Oh, freaking crazy.
Oh, you know, there is. I heard that. Have you heard of the Trivial Pursuit game show?
Yes.
Hosted by LeVar Burton?
Yes.
Do you know where they shoot that?
No, is it also in Europe?
They shoot it in London. They found it was cheaper to shoot in London and buy plane tickets and get lodging for everyone. It was cheaper to do all that than shoot in LA.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah. There's 100 contestants on that Square show that Rob Lowe hosts, and they literally go to, I don't know if it's Belgium, but it's one of those random European countries to shoot it.
So what's going on? Because like in the 80s and 90s, the CBS backlot was basically nothing but game shows.
Yeah. That was the lifeblood of them.
Yeah, what happened?
Guess people don't do game shows anymore.
No, there are tons of game shows, but it's like, how did it get so expensive to shoot on a backlot in LA?
This world, man, is freaking crazy. It is freaking crazy. You know what, though? We have done another perfect episode of the podcast.
Have we? Because this one seemed real down.
No, it was perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. It was perfect in every way, shape, or form. This is Sam the Eagle's favorite podcast. If he were a person and a real person, it would definitely be his favorite podcast. And that's why...
Hey, if we're going to go with real people, I think that this is Lori Petty's third favorite Matt Men named podcast.
I've heard fourth, but third could have changed recently. I don't know what she had for breakfast today, so I will accept third.
By the way, Lori Petty is a national treasure. I love her. She's fantastic, and Tank Girl rules.
It's an interesting watch. I'll
say this. It rules in a very specific way that completely appeals to me, where it's like, I love that style. I love that kind of 90s sci-fi movie. Yeah. And if people don't like it, I totally understand. It's the same reason why I love, anything like that from that era, right?
Right.
But like, I love Tank Girl. Tank Girl.
Tank Girl. All right. I'm not even going to make you use that one as your recommendation for the show. This is the time where we always tell the people a little something to enjoy while we are out and about. So I'm going to throw it over to you, Matt. First, I'm going to do two today, so I'm going to allow you to do two as well if you'd like, or you can just do one, whatever you want to do.
If you can get a Kino Lorber 4K of Some Like It Hot, man, that is a good-looking disc, and it is fantastic.
Nice.
But I'm also going to talk about a TV show I've been binging with my oldest daughter. She introduced me to it. It is very much a show, I think, aimed at teenagers, but it's actually a really good little mystery. It's on Paramount called School Spirits.
Oh, okay. Not heard of it.
Yeah, Peyton List is a person who finds out she is dead, she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
And she is with other ghosts, and it's the kids who have died at the high school. And they cannot leave the high school. And some have been there for 60 or 70 years.
That sounds awful. I would not enjoy that in any way, shape, or form.
The interesting thing about it is the metaphysics aspect.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say there's someone puts a soda down on a table. You can take the soda and start drinking it if you're a ghost, but it doesn't affect the real world at all. So, like, there's a kid who is basically in the art room doing pottery all the time. They never leave. And there has been some pot hidden in the art classroom. So you can just smoke it, and then it just completely resets every time. So you can just perpetually
smoke. I can save a lot of money that way.
Right?
All right. Excellent recommendations. Look forward to both of those. I am going to give, you know what? Let's just make this the Loft Cinema, my favorite movie theater in my town of Tucson, Arizona. Let's make this the Loft segment. I just got back from there yesterday from one. Oh boy, I can't even quantify the number on my list that this movie is. But 1951, Ace in the Hole, the Billy Wilder movie starring Kirk Douglas as a non-scrupuled newspaper reporter from Albuquerque who stumbles upon the story of a lifetime. It is biting. It is mean. It is dirty, it is black, and it is hilarious also, and it is wonderful. Got to see it on the biggest screen. That always makes me excited. It was a beautiful scan of that. And so Ace in the Hole is my old movie recommendation that I just saw at the Loft. And coming very soon, I think this is true, and if I made this up, I'll just cut this out later. But I'm still going to talk about Josie and the Pussycats.
Who's going to cut it out?
We will cut it out later. Josie and the Pussycats is one of the best subversive movies of all time. I do say that very seriously. I think that you could double feature this with Wag the Dog, and it would work perfectly. And it is playing very soon at the Loft Cinema. So go enjoy Josie and the Pussycats. See it for what it is, not for the surface of what you think that it is. That was a great movie, 1999. That was a Del Pullen favorite. He loved that movie, so I give a little shout out to Del for Josie and the Pussycats.
Are you one of the people who thinks that Freddy Got Fingered is a misunderstood masterpiece?
I think it's a hilarious movie. Masterpiece, I'm not ready to go that far, no. But I did have the DVD twice.
Of course you did.
Freddy Got Fingered, man. Tom Green, man. I love that we talked a lot of Tom Green on the show.
A lot of Tom Green.
Well, can Tom Green come on the show? What's he? I know exactly what Tom Green's doing now. Do you keep up with Tom Green?
Isn't he just ranching?
Yeah, he's up in Canada. Went back to Canada, just doing his thing, man. It's fucking beautiful. I love that dude.
Yeah, no, and honestly, like, he created this art form.
Yep. Yes, he did.
So,
absolutely.
You know, we owe a lot to him. I'd love to have him. Are you kidding? I'd love to talk to him. Like,
I may box you out on that one. I may forget to tell you that I'm interviewing Tom Green and take all the time for myself.
I could talk to him. Okay, there's a part in Freddy Got Fingered. There are two parts that make me laugh to the point where I can't breathe. No, it's not that. The first one is the proud, get the fuck out of the way. That.
Glorious.
And, yeah. The second one is when he's showing off his drawings and he's dressed as a policeman. Mm-hmm. And he's told no, and he's like, okay, and then he just takes the gun and like shoves it in his mouth. He has to take that is fantastic.
Stone Cold Classics.
Anthony Michael Hall. That's who it was.
No,
Anthony Michael Hall.
We got there. I knew we would. All right, so that is the end of this episode, and thank Christ for that, because, guys, I put my earbuds in the wrong ear, so my left ear has been killing me for about the last 45 minutes. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Download, listen, enjoy, tell your friends. Madman Podcast. Anything else before we go?
See you.